myself.
Do you think right now you could outskate me right now?
Are we going for speed or technique?
Both. Either. There's no way you could outskate me in speed or in agility.
I think that's false. You can rent them at the place. So we can do this.
I will
we can
be
go
literally
circle lap.
skating circles around you.
I don't think so. I mean...
Oh my God! We're gonna have to go live, folks.
I think so. I mean two
you,
fat guys
you think that you
haven't
outskate me. For real.
I'm pretty sure.
Look at me in the eyes. I'm gonna take my eyes off the road for a second.
Yeah.
Look at me. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to the Made in Texas podcast. I'm your host, Steve Idlett, and we are in the mobile rig today, and we are headed to pick up Jesse Duke of Pushwater in Buffalo and head to Palestine, Texas, to eat at a place called the Pint and Barrel. And it's a little draft house, craft beer place downtown, and it's awesome. So we're going to go over there, and I'm going to break my only water October rule and have a beer today and hang out with Jesse and catch up with him and see what he's been up to, have a bite to eat, etc. So follow along on the journey, and thanks for listening. All right, I'm pulling up on Jesse now over here. We are meeting in town in Buffalo to leave his truck somewhere he feels safe. So, picking him up now. Hey, how are you, man?
I think I regret not bringing my sunglasses.
I got plenty of sunglasses in here. Mr. Jesse Duke of Pushwater, Woodshed Studios, and Duke Construction.
I don't think I've ever microphoned driving down the road.
Well, today's the day.
I'm glad to see you have a drill in your floorboard.
I bought that on the silent auction at Joe Bay. I supported a local scholarship and bought a drill that it's pretty powerful. It's
made you a man.
Made me a man.
Turned you into a full-grown man.
20-volt drill. In case you were wondering how many volts were in that.
Oh, I mean, I'm in the business.
That's a better one than 18 volt. I only had an 18 volt before this. What are you doing?
That's 2 volts better. That's 50%, right?
I'm not a mathematician.
Yeah.
No, it's more than. No, I don't know about the percentage.
Yeah, it's totally 50% more.
Oh, you got to put that seatbelt on.
Oh no.
Safety first, then teamwork. You got all distracted.
I want to know what the cops are gonna think when they see us talking into a microphone driving down the road.
They said no cell phones. Never seen any rules about no.
They certainly passed no microphone rules.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Put it down if you don't see a cop.
No, I'm gonna point it at them. I'm gonna grab the head of the microphone and use it and make it look like a pistol.
Okay.
And point it straight at them.
Put that right there. Yeah. Whoa, that dude blew some black smoke, eh?
They call that rolling coal.
Rolling coal.
Yeah.
All right, give us a tour. We're headed through downtown Buffalo right now. We're on the main drag right here. Can you talk to me about this town we're in?
Well, you're the one that grew up here.
I did. There was never a Taylor's Barbershop here.
That was a car dealership.
If you look to your right, this is the world-famous farm restaurant where me and Jesse have spent many a night serenading lost souls.
Are you videoing?
No.
Why are you telling them to look to the right?
I was saying if you look to your
you
right.
want me to look to my right? I know what that place is.
I didn't know. We should get some video, huh?
I feel like it's one-dimensional.
I'll put
be doing a tour of a place vocally.
You don't think you can handle that?
I can handle it, yeah.
Okay. All right, up here is on the sale barn on the right. Can you give us your best auctioneer interpretation?
What am I selling? Hot dogs?
Cows.
I want to sell hot dogs.
Hot dogs. Sell them.
Now, how am I going to bid it now? Do you want to buy now? Do you want 2 hot dogs now? Do you want to buy? How you going to buy now? 1/2 a hot dog, half a hot dog now. Here we go now.
Yeah,
want the bun with it now. Want the bun with it. Come on now.
Hot dog, 50 cents.
I think I sold that hot dog.
I would have bought it. How much did we get it for?
I think I forgot to ask for a price.
I got you. Okay, well, if you look up here to your left, I know this is pretend you're blind. And
everyone out there, pretend you're blind and you're being toured through a 3-dimensional space 2-dimensionally.
Right. There's one of those cops. Hang on.
I'm going to point this at him gangster style.
Don't. All right.
It'll make for a better podcast if we get pulled over by the law.
Talk to us about this building up here on the left. This is a new venture for you right here, huh?
Pawn shop, yeah.
And the pawn shop, you've been to many of those. Those are not new for you. I'm talking about the place next to the pawn shop. Woodshed Studios. Wow, that's a fancy sign you got in the window.
Well, I duct taped it up, and apparently the heat of Texas decided to unduct tape it for me.
It's 49 degrees today.
This happened yesterday when it was 85 degrees.
Okay. Yeah, you should
Or
put that
the week
back up.
before when it was 94. Or the week before that when it was 105.
Yeah. Well, for those of you who are still on this visual tour with us, it's old downtown Maine in Buffalo, Texas. It's on Old Highway 79, and he just got in a building over there where he's going to put a cool little music store and a recording studio and take it from here.
It's going to have vintage hats and boots. It's going to have a retail up front, obviously, with guitars, bass guitars, things like that. Doing full repairs. Like you said, we're going to have a full studio hopefully later this next year. It's taking a little while to roll out. I've been pretty busy, so I haven't been able to work on it much lately, but I'm going to try to get it open by the end of the year.
But you've already started in there. I mean, I went in there the other day, and y'all were ripping walls out and already getting ready for your first lessons, aren't you?
We're doing music lessons in there now, but just kind of in the middle of all the rubble. So if you want to bring your kids to an odd abandoned downtown building and let them go inside with a stranger for 30 minutes and bring them down.
Learn guitar,
yeah. Bring them on down.
What was that thing you did with your fingers, those little bunny ears things you just did right there when you said learn guitar?
Yeah, learn guitar. Those are called air quotes.
Oh, air quotes. I got you. But yeah, that's cool, man. I'm excited to see that, and Buffalo's probably excited to see that and get some movement around there.
Buffalo seems to be very excited to see that.
I'm ready for you to get it there. Just get me a couch and a little office so I can come in there with my laptop and edit.
You can't now.
No.
You're having a baby.
Oh, yep.
You're never going to be allowed to go anywhere again.
But between now and around May, I can
You're going to try to go somewhere. You see, you're going to try to go somewhere, and Heather's going to be like, when are you going to be home?
I'm going somewhere right now, and she's not bothering me.
You don't have a baby yet.
Well, I'm saying
she's probably at work.
If you hurry with the build out,
you'll be able to. I think you're going to be able to spend a solid month and a half after I get it opened up before the third trimester of the pregnancy drops, and then that's the emotional one.
Okay.
Where she feels all awful about herself for a straight 3 months and really anxious about what's about to happen, and there's a whole lot of emotions there. And I don't think you're going to ever be able to go anywhere again after that.
Okay.
But I'll send you postcards.
Okay.
Because my kids are grown. I'll send you postcards from the music store.
I thought you were having another kid.
No. I've taken care of that.
Got the old snip not long ago, huh?
10 days ago.
10 days ago. You're ready for war now.
Oh, yeah.
10 days. I mean, you should be able to do anything in 10 days.
I've been doing anything for about 6 days.
Yeah? You feeling all right?
I'm feeling all right. I had a doctor's appointment at 2 o'clock today. I'm feeling so all right that I decided not to go. And I decided to come hold a microphone up to my face on an hour-long drive.
Did you see that dually we just
passed?
I
saw the dually with the single wheels and stuff.
It was not a dually.
It looked like a Kardashian.
It did. It had a little bit too much junk in the trunk.
A little bit too much on the side.
Yeah. That would be better for the visual podcast, you know?
Yeah, for the visual podcast, we just saw a 1989 Chevrolet one-ton dually, long wheelbase, only had the inner wheels on the back of the dually, and it looked like a Kardashian.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a 2018 Dodge's ass end on the back of that thing, so.
Oh, that would be spectacular.
It did not look proportional, whatever it was.
It was certainly not.
But we're headed to, you did. You skipped your appointment today because you were feeling so well.
Spry.
Yeah. And
spry is the word I would use.
You said you had dissolving stitches, so you're good there.
Yeah, I don't have to go get those out because they're supposed to dissolve. It's only one of them.
Oh, okay.
Well, I've never went to the doctor to get any of my stitches out. I always take them out myself.
With your teeth?
And my kids, too. I take theirs out, too.
Okay.
Well, you just take a little pair of scissors and snip them and pull them out. It saves you $250.
Do this one on your own.
I am.
Okay.
If it don't dissolve, I'm going to have to.
That's cool. But yeah, so we're headed to the Pint and Barrel. This is where Alan, my drummer / bass player / buddy, he used to work over here for a while, and now he just kind of haunts the place a little bit. But we're going to go see if we can't.
He now works part-time as a shaman.
Yes.
Somehow getting paid for that. I don't get it.
People are seeking religion during these trying times.
It's a little spirituality. So we have like 30 minutes more driving to do. Are we just going to talk about things that pass by us? I'm concerned that this airbag could possibly come out and put this microphone through my teeth.
Well, you're seat belted up,
I
and
am.
there's no reason for the airbag to come out. So, what'd you do this weekend? What have you been up to? Talk to these people. Tell us something about yourself. This is usually an hour and a half long podcast.
My name
so
is Jesse Lloyd Duke.
if for some reason you can't filibuster, I don't know what's wrong with you. You must be feeling ill.
This begins my filibuster.
Okay.
My name is Jesse Lloyd
Hold on
Duke.
tight, folks.
I was born in Mahia, Texas, January 30th, 1981.
One day before my birthday.
One day after Christ.
What?
That was me being old joke.
Oh, okay.
So, I'm a little trashy because I was born in Mahia.
But now you've moved up.
But now I live in Jewett.
Dukeville, as I call
I
it.
live in Dukeville, and that's a much more suburban area of Jewett.
For the folks who are listening in from somewhere like, far off like Portland or something, Dukeville is kind of think of it like a Waco, like a
Branch Davidian.
Yeah, David Koresh kind of
right
thing, but smaller.
And only an hour from the Branch Davidians.
And only an hour from the Branch Davidians. Smaller and
more.
They're all family.
Yeah, we're all family. We don't marry each other.
They don't marry each other.
We bring outsiders in just to keep the gene pool
It's
clean.
about a 6-mile journey down some sandbank road to where that you just drive down these roads for hours.
Dirt roads.
Dirt roads.
We don't like the city folk.
If it rains too much, you can't get in or out of the property.
There's a lower Keachai, a finger off the Keachai Creek that passes up under our driveway, and if it rains, you can't get in and out.
See what I'm saying?
Which we like.
They prefer it that way. They actually dammed it that way. So, I mean, this was a strategic
The Beavers
process.
dammed it that way. We just didn't argue with them.
His grandfather's grandfather, grandpappy's grandpappy, when they moved in on this property in what year?
1965.
See? That's about the same time.
Fifth generation land now.
Okay. All right.
If you include my son, who owns nothing. So I guess
well,
fourth generation.
We'll wait to include
with
him.
5 generations living on it.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. And tell us about the band. So y'all are a family band, and talk to us about Pushwater. They are a band that basically helped us get our start. We were from, 10 miles down the road. And
speaking of regrets.
Right. I know it, so here we are. Look at us now. 7 years. I just got a post on Facebook today that said 7 years ago I did my first gig with David Parker at the Normandy Street Dance. And me and Travis, we did 7 songs. Can you guess the songs? For real. Guess them. For real.
I'm not sure that I can guess that. I can guess a few, I'm pretty sure.
I bet you can guess 5.
I can guarantee you I can guess the major keys that you played them in.
Absolutely. Go. Go.
So you played 2 in G and the rest in E. That's the key, the major keys.
7 songs. So let's
7
see.
Songs.
He said 2 in E and the rest in where? In G. Okay.
No, 2 in G and the rest in E.
Oh, 2 G, rest E. Let's see if that's true. Feet don't touch the ground. G. Ding. Okay.
Yeah.
Guess a couple, and we'll see.
Did you play some Ray Wiley Hubbard?
Okay. Yep.
Snake Farm.
Snake Farm. Okay. E. He's right on that E one. All right. Ding. All right. Go.
I'm gonna say probably another Texas country tune because that's what was popping at the time. Yeah. Something like Stoney LaRue.
Feet don't touch the ground.
Well,
that's the one I just said.
That's
but
right.
Ding
okay,
again.
So
still in G.
Might have busted some Bart Crow in there because that was when that album was
absolutely
hot.
Bart Crow, Capo 1, still pretty much in G.
It's still in G.
Okay, keep going.
What were you playing when I first met you?
That's it.
I'm doing pretty solid so far.
You're doing great. 1 in D.
I don't think you were doing Isabel that long ago.
No way, bro. Okay. In D, Marshall Tucker Band. Can't You See? Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, that's the bell ringer.
We're talking about these early on. How do we get through this 45 minutes?
You learn every 3-chord song you can.
Yep.
And you play them all together.
And then you teach Travis, like, hey, I know that these are the notes he plays on this song, and then just don't hit other notes between there. And that was how the band started. So that's pretty crazy.
Filler.
Filler. So that was interesting. We opened for David Parker, and then we started playing with y'all. So y'all are what? Y'all are Pushwater, and you're from the big city of Jewett, where they do it, Texas.
Correct.
And
we have one caution light.
yeah.
We don't have a stoplight yet, but we have a caution light.
Okay.
We have 3 churches. No, 3 liquor
All
stores.
Baptist, right?
3 liquor stores and 2 churches. The exact ratio that's appropriate.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, all Baptist for sure. I heard there's a Catholic church somewhere, but I've never seen it. But we are metropolitan area.
What would Jewett be famous for?
We have a Subway.
Pushwater.
Probably just probably the most famous thing to ever come out of Jewett is Pushwater.
The flea market. What are you talking about?
The flea market is probably much
Jesus
more famous
Christ.
than us.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about a single entity, yeah, the flea market.
I was really trying to talk about the flea market, but I guess if you want to talk about yourself some more.
Yeah, I always like talking about myself.
Yeah. So that's cool. So his little brother plays the lead guitar, and his third favorite bastard cousin, John, is on the drums.
Yeah.
And
That's
Papa
kind
Bear.
of a simplistic view of John, though.
Well, that's just
John
how I've heard you
plays-
describe him.
John certainly is our percussionist, but he also plays mandolin at the same exact time that he plays drums with his feet.
It's impressive.
But we really are all percussionists in the band because of the way that we play. So I play the kick drum on the downbeat with my right foot. Eddie plays the hi-hat with his right foot on the upbeat. John plays mixtures of those at the same time on a sit-down cajon that I built. Dad's the only one he plays bass, and he's the only one that doesn't do a second thing.
He's keeping down the low end.
Bass, yeah. He sings bass and plays bass.
He's over there like Elvaru, right? He's
Something
real
like
low.
that.
Yeah. He's keeping down the funk.
Yeah.
And
he's holding down that 80 meg.
Yeah. So that's interesting. Do we have anything else we need to discuss before we get to the eating joint?
We're not even halfway there.
We're not halfway there.
I think you
See, that's the
I think
deal.
you pulled the trigger too soon on this podcast.
Well, I wanted to surprise you when you opened the door. I wanted to be like, all right, get in, we're going, you know?
The magic of editing.
And didn't I?
I was surprised.
What'd you
I've
think?
never gotten into a vehicle with a guy holding a microphone, handing me a microphone.
Hey, I know it.
And just to give you all a visualization of what's happening right now is we are driving down the road, about to go through Oakwood, Texas, Smokewood as they call it, with a small recorder with 2 very large microphones, the kind you would sing in on a stage or
Don't tell them the magic behind the studio.
or at an execution.
Don't tell them all the specifics. You got to keep it a mystery.
I'm not telling them model numbers.
But okay, keep going. I guess keep talking about how great my mobile studio
With
is. It's pretty
full
awesome.
length XLR cables.
You have 25
rat
foot.
nested in the center console.
If you would like to walk around the cab of this truck for a
We
little
can
bit,
certainly get out, walk
20
to the front of the truck without ever being interrupted, and tap these mic heads together.
25 foot. If you need to get out on the way home and take a leak,
do a little stretch.
We'll never have
We
to
can
stop
do a little
the podcast.
stretch.
Talk to us about Oakwood.
Oakwood, Texas
All right,
is
we're
one
going
of
to Oakwood.
those odd places where there is no culture. None at all. My wife actually teaches school here, and they actually teach an anti-culture class at school. They have prevented anything cool from happening here. I don't know who they would be, but there used to be a really cool restaurant here called the Rusty Cactus.
That's what we're
and
passing right now, yeah.
Steve basically got his full band start there, I think, because that place was open back in the day.
Yeah.
Like, y'all played there more than, I think I only played like 5 times.
Lone Star.
Y'all played there a lot.
Yeah, we played Lone
Yeah,
Star first.
We both got our start at Lone Star.
And
but I
then-
mean,
Right, and then after that, the Cactus has definitely been a part of the journey.
yeah, it was like y'all's staple for a while. Y'all
Oh,
were doing
yeah.
a lot of openers there and stuff. I guess I'm not sure what the deal was, why it had to close. Maybe they got tired of dealing with it. Maybe it wasn't making money. I don't know, but every time I went in there, every time we played, it was popping. And then I went in there several times when other bands were playing that I didn't even know, and it was popping, you know. So I don't think it was I don't think they closed the place down because of the business. I think maybe they just got tired of it or something, you know. Because I've had successful businesses in the past that I just got tired of running.
They still own the place.
Oh, yeah, but they're trying to sell it.
Right, but...
and it would make you take that venue and put it in Buffalo, and it's a hit success.
It really was a good little venue. It had badass fajitas, like really,
the
really
food there
good
was so
fajitas.
Good, man. Steaks were good. Fajitas were great. The food was second to none within 30-mile radius, I guarantee you.
And for the area, there's nothing around here for the area.
Problem.
So I mean,
Oakwood is a void of culture.
But that's why it was cool for a while, because there wasn't anything there. So a lot of nights, people were at the Cactus. I mean, how many nights have you been, walked in there and it had been packed, like you just talking about,
Yeah, but I'm in Jewett, right? So I'm like, I don't know what, 18, 20 miles away at least.
Yeah, at least.
Oh yeah, more than that.
30 minutes probably.
Yeah, I'm probably 22 miles away in Jewett. So I never came to the Cactus just to go out. Like there are things that were closer to me, and you have to understand that Oakwood is basically in the middle of nowhere, and it's probably a 20-minute drive from Buffalo and a 20-minute drive from Palestine. So it's situationally, it's geographically in a bad spot for how many people are in town. So you have to rely on the locals to come out.
There's a lot of people who live around that area. Like we used to
it's a very rural area. Sure, yeah. But I never once came over to the Cactus just to see what was going on.
Sure,
like it's not a place I would pop into.
Right.
Because I was 22 miles away.
Same. These people don't go to the keg, and they're some of them, the Buffalo crowd's kind of split.
Yeah.
Some of the Buffalo people go to both, so.
And at the same time, we live in rural America. We live in rural Texas. And people that live in the city, they hear, well, hell no, I wouldn't go 22 miles to see something, right? Because 2 miles takes them an hour to get somewhere in the city.
They'll still spend 45 minutes
But
going
you got to
somewhere.
realize that where we live, we had to drive an hour just to see a movie. People around here are conditioned to drive too far to see things.
We're driving an hour or 45 minutes to go eat lunch today.
Fact. Yeah, because there's like 6 restaurants worth eating in Leon County, and we eat them all the time, so we don't want to have them today.
Yeah. We're going exploring.
But I think people that live in a city don't really realize how far we drive on a daily basis. Just our band, I mean, we're based out of Jewett. We all live in Jewett, aside from Eddie, who lives in Buffalo, 8 miles away. But like Friday, we're going to be going to Crosby to play a show, and that's a close show for us,
And it's a long way away.
And it's 2.5 hour drive.
I guess it's 3 hours or something like that.
Yeah, 2.5, 3 hours, depending on traffic. It has taken us over 3 hours to get there, but it's still a close venue for us compared to the venues we play.
Yeah, a lot of driving. A lot of wide open spaces, as
Texas
the Dixie
is
Chicks
huge.
said.
Yeah. If we lived in, say, let's say like Tennessee, that's a real big music state, but it's very small, we would make more money we would make more money just for the fuel we weren't spending,
I want one of those Tesla trucks for that same reason. If they had a Tesla Sprinter van, I swear to God I'd buy it.
Me too.
Yeah. Those trucks look cool.
I've actually looked hard into, so when I built my house, I built it all on solar, remember?
I do remember.
So I studied up and made myself a quasi-expert on
what he means
solar
by that
and battery power.
Is that he had a lamp in the bathroom.
Right, they ran off the sun.
Fan or something.
And then I had one of those flashlights that you shake really hard.
Right.
And then they would work.
And they're like, look.
So when I built my house on complete solar, I made myself a quasi-expert on solar and battery. So ever since then, I've always wanted to convert a vehicle into battery power, which is expensive.
Yeah.
But I always thought about taking like a hearse.
Ooh.
And making it battery powered and just get me like 150 miles worth of range out of it.
A Tesla hearse would be so cool. I mean, that so basically. Cool. Yeah, like an old school one.
And then you could just roll your van. You got enough room. Okay. Then you could just roll your van the whole 9 yards to the venue, plug that hoe in when you get there, have enough juice to get back home. Like it's a one shot thing. Or
hopefully
if you're
they have the right socket.
Yeah, you would make sure that they did.
I'd bring an adapter.
You would have all manners of adapters, but you're in one country, so you really don't need that.
What are we talking as far as to get that done? If we found an old hearse, is that possible?
I found an old hearse the other day.
Okay.
It was $3,500 and it runs good. It's an old Cadillac hearse, and it really, really needs a set of Longhorns on the front of it.
I
really
know where
badly.
to get those. All right, I got that. You get the hearse, and I'll get the horns.
That sounds unfair.
What are we? All right, yeah, it's not fair.
That doesn't sound equal.
You get the hearse, and we'll split the horns.
Okay,
Is
that
that more
sounds
fair?
better.
Okay.
I regretted not bringing my sunglasses, but I assume there's going to be no sun today because it's kind of gloomy.
It is gloomy.
But I also remembered Heather keeps her rose-colored glasses right here on the visor, and I've had to wear them before.
She put those on the other day and said, my glasses don't fit. And I said, Jesse was wearing them the other day, and his head is the size of a fucking watermelon, so I would imagine they don't.
My first pair of Ray-Bans I bought were Wayfarers, and I wore them for like 6 years straight. And then my son, when I got my new pair of Wayfarers, I gave the old pair to my son, and I ended up having to buy him his own pair of Wayfarers because mine would not stay on his head at all. He would look down and they would fall off his face.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's how big my head is.
You should have just got him a little strap for the back.
Nah.
And then not spent $200 on the next pair.
No, I didn't spend $200.
How much are Wayfarers?
Well, the polarized ones I wear are $200, but I bought him the base, which were like $140.
I gotcha.
But he's keeping up with them.
That's good. I never kept up with sunglasses until I bought an expensive pair, but I went through like $1,000, $15 to $20 pairs, set on them in the car, didn't know where I put them, left them somewhere,
because you
put
don't
them
care
in my
about
pocket.
them. You're just like, I'll grab another pair.
Fuck them, you know.
They're $12 a pair.
Right.
You know, that's the trick. You spend money on something, you're gonna watch it if you're that guy. You know.
Right. Okay, folks, we have to pull off and get gasoline, so we will check in with you here in a bit. Alrighty, we are back.
Where are we back to?
The suspense was killing them. I didn't
Smells
even
like-
know we were gone.
Smells like gasoline in here.
Hell yeah, that's what we were going for. $47.41 later, you get to smell like gasoline.
You get high.
Oh, excuse me, sir. I don't think I can fit through there.
You certainly can, but
Well, I can't maneuver this vehicle that way. All right. We
Where's-
are back on the road.
where's the step stool y'all used to get in this thing? 'Cause
I
you're
did
both
have-
disproportionately short.
I did have to. I'm 7 foot tall for those listeners
that's
in the
right.
podcast.
7 foot tall.
The-
He's not. He already said he wasn't good at math.
The step stools, the side steps. I definitely had to add those on there because she couldn't get into the truck. Literally,
There's no way she's getting in this.
literally couldn't get in the truck. And
No, just wait till she's 9 months pregnant and you're trying to take her to the doctor.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
You're going to have
I might.
to reach across and like drag her up in here.
I'll borrow that low boy trailer.
Absolutely. Mi trailer es su trailer.
Si vato. Back through it. Where are we going? Butler? Is that where we're at right now?
No.
Technically. Tucker? Is that what it's called? Not Butler.
I don't think this is anything. I think this is
thought it was
leading up to Westwood.
Oh, I thought it was called Tucker or something
Is
like that.
this what they
That's
call
where the
Tucker?
Palestine warehouse was.
Yeah,
Is it
maybe.
still over here?
Yeah, it's up here on the left.
I don't come to Palestine often. And when I do, I always go 84 and pass a lot of this stuff.
Palestine is the closest, what we would call big city.
Big old city to Buffalo. But Waco's about as far, so I go to Waco.
From Tig, it's pretty close. From me, Palestine's the closest by about 10 miles. And this is the only place we can go to, like go to a Walmart. Well, there's actually a closer Walmart in Mahia, but they don't have like a movie theater. This place has like Applebee's and Chili's and movie theater, Tractor Supply, those kind of things, like big city things.
Yeah, big city things. When I was a kid, I used to come, like if we went to the city, this is where we went to. And
Right.
we'd come to Palestine and we'd go to Walmarts. To Walmarts. Or we would go to the McDonald's. Or we would go to come over here and watch a movie. They had, what else do they have? Oh, the bowling alley. Like if you're going to go bowling or
Yeah, they had the
anything
bowling
like that,
alley.
it was, you had to go to Palestine to come do it.
They had Mazio's Pizza back in the day.
Yeah, Mazio's. That was pretty good.
It was the best pizza.
They had a strip mall back in the day too that you could go inside, and they only had like 4 things in there. One of them was like J.C. Penney's, and one of them was this really sketchy Asian store up front. Do you remember that?
Mm-mm.
They sold checkerboards. Yes or no?
Uh-uh.
Oh, they sold chessboards. I'm sorry. Like sometimes they look like Bart Simpson.
No, but it's still there. It's still sketchy.
It's still
you
equally
go in there
sketchy.
and it's just like there's this clothing store in there, and then other than that, there's just like all these weird ass, like Pakistani owned, like fake Gucci purse and hat selling places. Like, it's so weird in there.
Yeah, there's 4 of those in a JCPenney.
Yeah.
And whenever your mom's looking at stuff at JCPenney's, you just kind of meander between all that stuff and kind of...
one of those stores where
they sell
samurai
like, swords.
Yeah, they sell like a samurai sword, it's hanging up, and then there's like leather coats and then back massagers.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's just like these random ass things.
Those beads that hang from your door, they're a fake door.
And the ones that go on your truck seat.
Yeah.
Just all randomness.
And switchblade knives. Butterfly knives, I'm sorry.
We're passing a Sanderson Farms chicken truck right now.
Ugh. There's probably 2,000 chickens, and that's not where you want to get your eggs from, folks. You want to come down to the Tig Farmers Market and get your eggs from fresh, locally sourced yard eggs. You don't want them coming out of this truck with them shitting all over each other and stuff.
No.
55 to stay alive right here. 55 miles per hour. We better slow down.
For the next, like, 4 miles. This
is a speed trap. This is what they call a speed trap right here.
I've been driving this drive, like, every day for the last 3 months.
Why?
Because I have jobs up here.
You have jobs? What are you doing?
In addition to being an amazing
performer.
Talk to us. I just so happen to have a small construction company.
Is there anything you don't do?
Nothing that I don't do.
Can you get me a Rolex?
I can do anything you need.
Okay.
I may not be able to get you one, but I could build you one.
You could find me a guy who knows a guy. Who
I could get it done.
You could take
3%
off the top, and it wouldn't matter to me. No how, and why would I matter? And
Hustler's going to hustle.
It's a good service to provide. I hope I don't get one of these red light cameras that's supposed to be looking for your seatbelt.
You see two fat guys sitting in a big truck holding a microphone to their face.
Holding microphones.
I'm waiting on a cop to stop. That's why I'm not dropping my microphone at all. Like, I want a cop to
You're
stop
allowed to
us
hold
and
a
go,
microphone.
what are y'all doing?
I'm going to say car karaoke.
When he pulls up to the...
Busting the Bohemian Rhapsody as soon as he gets down here the window.
Yes.
Mamma mia.
What's that song that that they play at the skating rink on Happy Gilmore when he takes her to skate? My Endless Love.
Which one's that?
My Endless Love.
Oh.
Like that.
No, we're not going to do that.
They're on the Zamboni.
I was thinking Quad City DJs. If we're going to be skating,
that'll work.
that's what
we're going to do it. You got to roll bounce, right?
I heard that's supposed to come back. There was a video the other day on Facebook
skating rinks
of people out at skating rinks.
Yeah,
there's one around Marlin or something like that.
There was a big one here in Palestine for a long time. I don't know where
adults are going. Like people our age are going
out
again to go roller
skate. I have
skate.
in-laws that were there last weekend with like just with adults, like we used to do.
I'll go tear that up, man. I used to be a roller blader.
I was on the scene.
Did you have the four wheels?
I had a pair of roller blades. They were black and green, but I also had regular, inlines.
Yeah.
I also had regular skates, and I had a skateboard.
Skateboards suck, and actually they don't suck, but I just suck at skateboarding. Every time
you
I
grew up in Buffalo, Texas.
There's nowhere to skateboard, and every time you hit a rock, which is everywhere, you just fall.
Exactly.
So skateboarding in Buffalo sucks. But I used to definitely rock those inlines. I never rocked the regular 4-on style. That was like
my mom was big into skating, so we would
that
go,
style where you stop at the front of your toe.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So I learned on old like white leather with the pink wheel,
I
like
can smell them now.
Yeah, with the rubber wheels, 4 with the rubber toe stop. I learned on those, me and my sister. So we got pretty good on those as we go skating.
Could you skate backwards?
Oh yeah, you do the little figure 8 with your feet. Oh, dude, I could do it.
Okay.
I don't think it would take me but like an hour to get back right again, unless I fell and killed myself.
Do you think right now you could outskate me right now?
Are we going for speed or technique?
Both. Either. I don't think you could.
I'm a competitor, so I'm going to say
you could
abso-fucking-lutely.
No, there's no way you could outskate me in speed or in agility.
I think that's false at all. Completely.
I haven't skated. When's the last time you skated?
15 years.
Okay, that's fair. That's 15 years since I've skated at least.
Skateboarded
at least 15 years.
Quite a bit about 10 years ago, though.
No, I haven't skated in probably 18 years. So I would put. What are we doing? Are we wagering this thing or what?
I mean, I can.
Do we have access to get roller skates?
Can
we see
you rent them
the
at
man
the place?
Of all men?
Yeah, well, you can rent them at the place. So we can do this.
I will
we can
be
go
literally
circle lap.
skating circles around you.
I don't think so. I mean,
oh my God, we're gonna have to go live, folks.
I think so. I mean two fat guys
you think
that haven't
skate me. For real.
I'm pretty sure.
Look at me in the eyes. I'm going to take my eyes off the road for a second.
Yeah.
Look at me and tell me.
I think I can beat you in any...
He just looked me in the eyes and told me that he could beat me in skating.
Not only skating,
Oh, no, you cannot.
I think that I can beat you at any physical activity.
I don't know.
Bar
Some things.
Bar none.
I bet some things, if you're talking about,
twice the athlete you'll ever be.
Hey, we're talking about skating right now. We got to go specific. You can't
I
just
don't
go
care
such
what
a
it
broad
is.
stroke.
I'm too much of a competitor. I will kill myself to win.
First of all, you're not allowed to practice at all before we do this.
I don't care if I
practice. You have to go in cold, and I'll go in cold.
Okay. Like, my brain understands the physics of roller skating.
I hope you do.
I've always had great center of balance and gravity. I'm good.
Have you ever watched the challenge? Because we're gonna have things we have to do. And I'll knock my challenges out quicker than you. I'll skate backwards
I can't limbo
for 100 yards quicker than you.
Remember we used to limbo at the skating rink?
You better figure it out.
My knees are too bad for me to bend down anymore.
Oh, okay. Now we're at handicaps. That's challenge number 4.
I'm just saying, like.
He could beat me in any physical challenge as long as it doesn't involve his knee.
No, I will hurt myself to win. I will certainly hurt myself to win. I'm officially calling you out.
What?
Because I feel
I have a roller rink. We can go to the farmer's market. It is a giant roller rink, and we can throw down.
You think you can beat me at something physical? That's what I feel slighted by.
Well,
I don't think you know your place in the world.
Slighted.
That's what bothers me.
Is this thing recording? This shit better be recording.
I don't know.
You're not worming out of this. It's recording. It's recording.
There's nothing I'm trying to worm out of.
Oh my God!
We'll
go buy roller skates right now.
My dumb son said he could outrun me the other day, and I smoked him. I'm just like,
put your mic down. Put your mic down.
No. Come here, cops.
Don't call him out.
I'm doing this.
What are you doing? Do not point the microphone.
Into the microphone, pointing like a gun at the
police.
Do not
do that, please.
What's happening?
Your white privilege is only going to go so far.
No. We're 2 white people, so we're double safe.
Yeah, but we both got microphones. Please don't shoot us.
Well, I mean.
Anyways, I'm ready whenever you're ready. You just let me know. If you need to.
We're gonna have to go to a roller
rink
because I have to rent skates. I don't have any anymore.
Okay. Whatever you need to do.
I have to go to roller game, and I'm gonna need some Ja Rule playing.
No. Quad City.
That's your song. See, that's your generation.
All right, we'll get some of your songs, some of my songs.
I'm going to need some Ludacris popping in there before I'm able to handle it.
Which Ludacris song specifically?
I mean, what's that one? Stomp or whatever.
Stomp?
That one. Yeah, the one where he has the big feet in the music video.
I don't know. I hadn't seen it. Is it Missy Elliott in it? And she goes, Whisker.
Missy Elliott was in everything.
She had about 50,000 zippers on her jacket, right?
Word.
None of them suckers were pockets. None of them had pockets. Yeah. Keep going. I thought we were onto something.
I don't think we were onto anything.
Okay. So was it the one with her, or was it? I like the one where he's like, I got hoes.
I'm just thinking about what kind of knee braces I need.
Area codes. Shh. That's one of my favorite Ludacris songs. Or the one about where he says, "I want a lady in the streets, but a freak in the sheets," or whatever. That's a good
bed.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember.
A lady in the street, but a freak in the bed.
Yeah,
Where's that one?
I don't know. That might be honestly 50 Cent's line. I'm not sure.
That ain't 50 Cent. 50 Cent mumbles everything.
What's he do? Give me a 50 Cent line.
If I'm in the club, mama got that.
Fucking made a lot of money doing that, didn't he?
Oh, yeah. You get shot in the face and you're good.
I watched a video this morning on Facebook of Oscar De La Hoya versus Mayweather on Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
And Mayweather came out wearing a Mexican flag and a sombrero that was painted like a Mexican flag. And the entire audience, like tons of Mexicans, were like, "Boo!" And 50 Cent's right there, right beside him on the walk-in, rapping his way in with him. Instead of playing his own track on the thing, he brought 50 Cent to walk him in and rap live the whole time. That's a baller move.
Do you know about like the rival between 50 Cent and Ja Rule?
No, but I know 50 Cent would fuck Ja Rule up in a fight.
For sure, yeah, but Ja Rule said some shit about 50 Cent a while back, and I don't keep up on my East Coast, West Coast rivalries ever since the 90s, but 50 Cent, Ja Rule was playing a concert in Houston that was sold out. 50 Cent bought
Is this how I get here? No.
all of the tickets in the front row 50 rows back.
Oh, I did hear that. Yeah.
So that he played the whole show to a half-empty venue.
Right. I did hear that.
That is just sick.
Man, I got over way too soon in this turning lane. Yeah, I did hear that. He bought all the tickets up.
He bought all the tickets for like all the front row, 50 rows back,
Bro,
or like 50 seats back, or something, 25 seats, or something like that. Anyway, it was like a half-empty venue that he played to because.
I wonder if he's been doing that at some of our gigs.
Must have. Fucking 50
that's
cent.
such a baller move.
What an asshole. Yeah, it's so, but because Ja Rule ain't got the money to do it back to him.
and yeah, right. And that's
he's like,
so
who you
crazy.
talking shit about? Like, I will buy the venue
move.
and make them fire you, kind of thing.
We're passing through downtown Palestine, folks, and we're looking at all these old buildings. And what is that, a Capitol? What is this? This is not the Capitol, but I mean the courthouse, or what is this?
Yeah.
It's huge. I kind of get lost in these little side roads.
I have to come over here to get permits to do work in town.
Where do I go to get to this?
I don't even know where you're at right now.
I feel like I should have took a left.
Yeah, you got to go to the gym.
Is this a one-way?
Yes.
Yes.
It's very much a one-way.
Very much. Wrong way, down a one-way. Just don't get saved around me even on a Sunday. All right. Sorry, I missed our exit. I was too busy looking at this awesome Capitol building. Okay, cop, put it down. Put it down.
No.
Do not point it.
I'm pointing it. Where's the cop? I haven't seen him. You keep calling it a Capitol building like you don't understand municipalities at all. Like we're in Austin.
This is where the Pope lives.
We're in Austin, folks. Austin, Texas here.
It looks like where the Pope
Driving
lives.
in front of the Alamo right now. Capitol building's right
here?
there. You can.
Yes, there's a stop sign over there, so yes.
That's such a sick ass old Scout there. There's an old 65 Bronco and a Scout.
Tell us more, because they don't know. We don't have a clue what you're talking about.
Yeah, the old Ford Broncos, the Bronco ones, the ones that are way too expensive. And you can't even find a rusted out one for less than $20K.
There's a rusted out one right there.
That was fully restored.
Oh.
That's like a $60,000 vehicle.
I didn't see it. I saw the Scout then or something.
The blue one?
I saw whatever was old and rusty.
No, this was up in the glass window.
Oh, hang on. I think I found it. I
You
see
did?
the Shelton Gin. So we got to be getting close. The Pint
The Gin
Barrel
was
is
another
right
venue
here.
that we played a whole lot back in the day.
Yeah, the Gin. I played some cool gigs at the Gin.
Yeah, it used to be neat.
It's a cool bar. This whole
it's
little
real neat.
area is cool. If y'all ever make it to downtown Palestine, I mean, if you just pass through Palestine, you'll just see like a Walmart and an Applebee's. But if you come to downtown, there's a little place called Ham Bones. They got killer live music and crawfish, Pint and Barrel. They got all the beer and like kind of craft sandwiches, and the Gin is where you want to come to see local rock stars like
They turned this thing into like a
Blacktop Mojo.
something or another.
I don't know what that is. The parking is shit, but it's kind of empty today, so.
Well, you got that whole parking
Above it?
hill, yeah.
Yeah, but that's where you get all your stuff robbed from.
Duly
Can
noted.
I fit into this?
Yes.
Okay.
Duly noted.
And that's good
I'm
enough.
ready to have a
Right there.
1 p.m. beer.
Okay.
Or 3.
Are we taking these in with us, or what are we doing?
Yeah, I'm not.
Okay. All right.
You can bring the whole system in and narrate if you'd like.
We might. We're going to report
Jesse's
back.
sitting across the table from me eating a roast beef sandwich.
Yeah, I'm going to bring the mics. Hang on. All right, we'll see y'all in a minute. We're back in this bad boy.
I'm the bad boy.
Hey, don't breathe into it so heavily.
What are you talking about?
That's exactly what I'm saying right there. It's hard to not breathe heavy after all that meat.
That's a
All that
whole
fried
lot
food.
of meat, fried food, and beers.
Oh, I just broke my only water October. I've been going, what's the day? The 27th, 26th?
27th.
And I have went literally, and I mean that in the literal sense and not the figurative sense. But literally, I have went 27 days only drinking water.
Either you don't understand the definition of literally,
I do.
or you're lying.
Why?
Because you told me during lunch that you took a sip of
Oh, shit.
Travis's tea at the market a couple days ago.
Yeah, I sampled
I don't mean to call you out. I'm just trying to understand if you understand the definition
shit.
of literally.
Okay. Anyways,
I'm an English guy,
let me
so-
cut your microphone. I'm about to cut your microphone. Hang on. talking shit. He's muted. Anyway, so he's literally muted right now. That's how you use that phrase, literally. All right, you're back on. Hang on. You can come
Appreciate
back in.
that.
Yeah.
Just trying to keep it 100.
You're right. To keep it 100, I did try a sip, and I'm talking a sample shot. We're talking maybe 1 ounce or less of some Bobo milk tea that Travis made at the market.
And that was just a couple days ago, and that's just all he's telling us about. I feel like he's eating some ice cream in the meantime.
No. I didn't say I didn't eat any ice cream. I said I haven't drank anything but water.
Did you drink the last bit of ice cream out of the bottom
Never.
of your...
I would never. I'm not a heathen.
The bottom of your bowl?
I'm not a heathen. Which way do we go up here? Hang on a second. Let's get off topic for just a second. Which way do we go up here?
That's called deference, people.
All I'm saying is I haven't drank anything else but water.
You're going to go right
and
here.
I know which way to go. And
Why
I had
are you
a half of an ounce probably.
Why are you asking all these people?
Maybe a quarter of an ounce of this little juice that he had that was squeezed
That's the
from
same amount of ounces of beer I have sitting on the floorboard in this growler.
No, you have a lot more than that. They're filling up growlers.
128 ounces.
Fill up that empty plastic jug. Holy.
It's glass. And it's a Hunter S. Thompson growler.
I'm talking about that milk jug on the floorboard. You think they'd fill that up?
Yeah. You can bring what you want in there. They'll fill up chamber pot if you want.
They don't care.
They don't care. They're selling beer.
Okay, so I did break Only Water October for a nice Hefeweizen. Hefty, the delicious
Little Hefe,
wheat
not to be
beer.
confused with the boss.
No, that's El
We're
Hefe.
talking German here, not Spanish.
And Jesse had some Old Republic or something. What'd you have?
Yeah, I had a coffee porter, and then I switched up to a light IPA lager.
And then you bought how much?
I bought,
you bought
a growler, which is 128 ounces of the coffee porter.
Fluid ounces.
That I enjoyed, which will go in my beer fridge when I get home.
We both had sandwiches. I had a Cuban, and he had a meatloaf sandwich. We were going to trade.
What he's trying to say is that he chose correctly and I chose incorrectly.
Yeah, I was gonna swap him.
Not that it wasn't good, but it was a meatloaf sandwich.
Yep, and he got to eat
all of it. There's not a lot you can learn culinarily about your taste buds when you choose a meatloaf sandwich.
Ketchup.
Yeah, it was like sweet ketchup, like my mom makes meatloaf with like half sugar, half ketchup.
Yeah, the Cuban was a good choice. It had some pulled pork, had some ham.
It's a very solid choice there. I've had
pickles,
it before. It's top notch.
Spicy mustard.
My wife has it there.
On a nice hoagie bun. Meanwhile, this guy's got lettuce and meatloaf on
with
two
a
pieces
tomato,
of bread.
Lettuce, tomato, and meatloaf on some really good bread. The bread was actually the nice part about it.
And we had twisted taters. That was pretty interesting for all you folks from the East Coast. I don't feel like they're a twisted tater type people, but you should try it out sometimes.
This alcohol's got my blood warm. I'm going to need you to come down on this heater a little bit in this truck.
I got one hand on the steering wheel, one hand on this microphone. If you would like to adjust.
Well, it looks like a spaceship in here, so.
All the knobs look the same, but they do different stuff. So that's something to note.
Looks like my wife's truck in here.
And if you turn the wrong one, you'll put me in reverse.
I'm a simple guy with a 2008 Ford F-150. I'm not fancy.
Yeah, okay. Well, I have a 2007 FJ.
My knobs analog control everything in my truck.
I have to drive a standard.
Say?
See?
What'd you say?
I said I drive a standard.
I mean, not really. You drive this.
Not right now, I don't.
Anytime you have to go anywhere outside of TIG, you drive this.
That's what I do, and luckily I had it, or else we'd be driving around in your shit box all day today. Luckily, this is what I get. This is how I get treated.
AC and heater.
This is how I get treated for picking this man up.
It has everything I need in it.
Oh yeah, you hit a hog the other day. What happened to that?
I hit the hog, and the hog won against my bumper. But being that we're in Palestine, I'll bring this up. I called my old buddy Alex Smith. Formerly
from the Bigsby's.
The Bigsby's.
From
who lives
Alex
here.
Smith in the two-car garage.
And now
American
I forget his
Merit.
new band's name off the top of my head, but he's got a new project going.
Merit.
What?
It's called American Merit.
There it goes. I couldn't have guessed that if you'd asked me.
I have to get you some headphones.
I called my old buddy Alex Smith up, who works at a body shop here in town. He's getting me fixed up, so it pays to know people in all sorts and walks of life.
And if you would like to get your vehicle fixed up, you can reach out to him at www.alexsmithandthetwocargarage.americanmerit.bigsby.com.
/
Collision Center.
No, just slash.
Oh,
just SHL.
I got you.
Yeah.
This is we're passing right back by where Alan lives again. I feel like we should just you want to surprise visit Alan? Just drop in and start knocking?
I don't know if that's smart.
He may not. Yeah, he may come out firing.
This day and age.
I miss him.
A couple of rednecks beating on the black man's door.
I wonder what he's doing over there. I guarantee it's not much. I guarantee you he's fighting allergies.
I guarantee he's playing video games. And not even the cool kind. Like, he's not playing Madden.
He's playing some kind of World of Warcraft
with an elf in it.
He's definitely on a computer screen and not on an Xbox.
Yeah, no, he's on a computer screen playing some fantastical game.
Right.
Yeah, I guarantee you he is actually, because his kids are in school and Shelly teaches. So
my favorite thing
he's
about
alone at home right now.
Alan's house is the fact that he has a 1983 Mortal Kombat stand-up style arcade game in his garage. Pretty badass. He got it for free.
Alan is the biggest nerd I know.
He's the biggest nerd that I know, for sure.
And I know a lot of white people.
Yeah, but you know the redneck. This is a diagram, and you're on the redneck side of it.
True.
Well, I feel like all of our energy's gone after eating all that big meal. It was delicious, though. If you're ever around Palestine.
Pint and Barrel.
This podcast is sponsored by the Cuban Sandwich.
This podcast is sponsored by the reigning champions of the Pint and Barrel Trivia Night.
Dad's on vacation.
Me and Steve. Dad's on vacation.
We're coming. Me and Jesse are coming for that Dad's on vacation trivia.
We're coming after
belt.
you, Blacktop Mojo. You hear that?
We're coming after it.
We're coming after it. Matt James.
I've been building a team.
We've been strategically building a team of only champions.
Our friends Matt and them, they've been going every single week, and I think there's literally like 1 week where they didn't win. So I'm sick of seeing them hold up this trivia belt. Those dudes are not smarter than us, and we're coming for that belt.
Y'all are just smarter than most people in Palestine, and that's not saying anything. We're fixing to come from out of town and take y'all's belt, and there better be an actual belt.
There's an actual belt.
Is there a literal belt, like WCW old school belt?
It is, and I don't think it would wrap around our waist, but I'm going to hold it
but I'm
going
to
to
hold it high.
shoulder.
I'm going to hold it up high since I'm the tallest.
It's going to be on my shoulder, so.
Well, yeah. Get some red, what are they called, leotards.
Macho Man Randy Savage this
Hell yes.
I have a yellow tank top.
That's more Hulk Hogan. Brother.
I
can't believe we have to talk another 45 minutes all the way back to Buffalo.
We don't have to, but the podcast would be a lot shorter.
Let me tell you something. No matter how much editing you do to this piece of shit that we're doing right now, everyone signed out after we started talking about the history of Oakwood.
Well, I'll check that part out.
Am I really driving down the road listening to two assholes talk about driving down the road?
In Oakwood.
In Oakwood, Texas.
Yeah, you were.
I had to look that up on Google and almost wrecked.
What did you find? If you would, please comment in from where you're listening. Is there a shithole town near you, that you would like to tell us about?
Would you like to compare shithole towns?
We would love to come to your area and check it out, and describe it as we drive through town.
I'm not going to lie. We wouldn't love that at all, but we may do it.
I feel like we could do this through most small towns across Texas. As far as I've driven, and many times as we've driven through these little boxes and eaten and stopped at places, I could tell you a little bit of trivia about a lot of Texas.
I've driven a lot.
All right. All right. Well, then we'll play a game now. Then I'll ask you a town, and you'll tell me something about that town.
If I know the town, yeah.
Well, we'll just see how much you've driven, I guess, Mr. Duke.
Now we're doing our own trivia.
Channelview.
Ugh. Channelview. All right,
that's enough. No. You did enough right there.
Bad.
That's already enough. Ugh.
It's like for poor people.
Okay. One time I played a gig at Channelview, and it was real bad. I brought Sarah Green to it, thinking it was going to be like a song swap.
Spell that. Green.
Green. Not with the U.
Gotcha.
She'd be probably further up in the iTunes charts.
That's what I'm thinking.
If she changed that to Gruen.
Can you imagine how many Sarah Greens are on Spotify?
There's not very many Sarah Gruens.
There's none, I bet.
But, yeah, I took her to a place over there. I think it was Billy Ray's. And it is your quintessential
Oh, I played that place with you.
Okay, exactly.
Remember? You got really sick.
Oh, I did.
You got like the flu or something. No, you had food poisoning that night.
Food poisoning, yes.
And I had to finish the show out, and you were throwing up in the bathroom.
Right. So to preface that story, I ate at a burger joint in Groesbeck, Texas that day, and we had to go down to Channelview, me and Jesse did, to go do this gig. And about Huntsville, we stopped to meet his cousin to pick up a mic. Shout out to Logan McCune with Werewolf Their Wolf. And we had to go get a mic stand from him. And that's about the time that I felt the food poisoning kicking in. And as someone who hasn't had too much food poisoning, it was just like, oh, I don't feel too good, you know? And by the time we got to Channelview, I was puking and running into the bathroom every single time I stopped playing a song. So I would play, Jesse would play. It's a song swap. I'm supposed to play a song. He's supposed to play a song. I think he played like 3-1 that night. Every time that it was his turn, I was like, dude, you got to go again. You got to go again. And I just run off. It was the worst. So that is a good, interesting trivia for Channelview. Okay.
Yeah, that's my memory of Channelview. It smells like vomit.
So that's why you said
Steve's vomit.
Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about.
All right, here's another one. You ready for this one?
Sure.
Okay.
You didn't have a town.
I didn't have one in my mind.
Forney, Texas. Best tacos I've ever had in my life. Worst venue I've ever played in my life.
Ooh, what's the venue called?
What was that venue called?
I'm asking you.
It's huge. It's beautiful.
I'm asking you to be the one who gets kicked out forever.
I honestly can't remember. I would say it.
Okay.
Okay, let me... Hang on. It's one of the nicest venues in that entire area. Not one of the nicest I've ever played, but it had an appropriate amount of money spent on it. It's a nice big venue. The problem with it was
no sound. First of all,
yeah,
put a little bit of money into the sound because you got $200,000 into that building. Get us some sound.
Yeah, and it's a big building. And when you come to play an acoustic show there, they put you on the main stage, and you're 50 yards from
the first
table. So you're literally playing up there, blaring the sound up there, and it's just dead over by the tables and pool tables. So it's just not the greatest setup for acoustic, right?
We played there when that big freaking F5 tornado came through Canton and ripped Canton to pieces and Van and all that, which is
2 years ago.
It's like 30 minutes on the other side of that from where we're playing at. So it was slam that night.
I hated playing that show, and I used to play it on like a Tuesday night by myself, do a 4-hour show.
Yeah, I know.
And I would finish up there. The only reason I even kept playing is because I'm a fat ass, and it's the only excuse I could have to get those tacos on the. Well, I don't remember that road.
That and it's a Tuesday.
And it's a Tuesday, and it's hard to make a couple $100 on Tuesday.
Yeah, go make Tuesday money.
Yeah, making good money going up there. Hell, I think it was $300 actually on a Tuesday that we were getting paid, so it was worth it. And my wife had a little blue Chevy Spark had at the time she was driving, and I would take that little thing and like throw a trim down system in there, and it would cost me literally maybe
$12 or something.
Yeah, if that, like $11, maybe $10 in gas to get there and back. So
all right. Damn. Okay. What's another small town that I could say to you that would matter? What about Bastrop? Anything in Bastrop come to mind?
Yeah, there's a place by the Lost Pines over there. I forget the name of the venue, but it's got a neat backyard. And I went and played an acoustic gig there on a Thursday night about 4 years ago. Some friends of mine turned me on to it.
They have a place over there called the Back Nine Bar, and it's on a driving range.
Nice.
And it's kind of the same thing. It's real Austin-y feeling. It's a bunch of weird picnic tables and wooden spool tables and stuff.
Kind of how this was.
And it's an outdoor, cornhole bar, outdoor yard, Texas bar kind of deal. But the backdrop is a driving range, so you can get your beer, listen to music, and be constantly hitting balls the whole time. That's also where me and Travis went and did that. We put that kayak trip and did from Bastrop to Smithville, 20 miles on the Colorado River.
Yeah.
Camped out overnight. It's pretty country.
Yeah, Bastrop is cool. I played this. I don't know if y'all remember when Bastrop burned down, basically, that wildfire that blew through. But I played this venue like 2-3 weeks after that happened. So when I was driving down there, like everything was burnt.
It was destroyed, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, do you believe in ghosts?
No.
Can you tell me a ghost story?
No.
Do you believe in aliens?
Like
from space.
Anyone that doesn't believe in aliens.
Don't say something racist. I'm talking about from space.
Anyone that doesn't believe in aliens is an idiot. but they've not been to this planet. But there are life forms in the cosmos that are intelligent, but they haven't been to Earth. So no, I don't believe in extraterrestrial encounters by humans.
Have you ever seen a UFO?
No.
Do you believe that they've came? I saw a video the other day on Jersey Shore. It was not on Jersey Shore, but it was on the Jersey Shore where this, alien abduction on the highway. Did you see it?
No, but I did see this boy in his backyard jump off a ladder and go through his concrete because it just turned into water, and then came back up through his pool in some kind of a time portal. My point's being that you don't need to believe anything you see on the internet.
When you ask people a serious question and they divert to something else and they answer a totally different question, that's whenever you know someone's hiding something. So now my next question is, what are you hiding?
Covering up the alien? Why am I covering up for the aliens?
Yes.
Maybe I'm a lizard person.
Oh, okay.
We prefer to be called lizard persons.
All right. This is all that shit I'll have to edit out again.
There's nothing about any of that I believe in whatsoever.
Okay, what about JFK? What happened with JFK?
Lee Harvey Oswald climbed to the top of the library or the book depository, fired 3 shots, hit JFK twice. One of them hit the Texas governor, and they hauled ass to the hospital where he was pronounced dead.
What about there's only one shell? There's only one bullet.
No.
It's a magic bullet. It ricocheted 4 times.
No, it's just a bunch of idiots in their underwear in their basement that try to make it seem that way.
Are you sure? Because from whatever I've looked up, is it couldn't angularly speaking, it couldn't do that.
I mean, I can find you stories based on
what about the moon landing?
Anything.
Did we land on the moon?
Of course we did.
We did?
Of course.
When?
1969.
When they said we did?
Absolutely.
And we haven't been back not once?
Yeah, we went back 4 times after that, and we sent 6 missions.
Have we went lately, though?
Since the 70s, no.
Okay, so...
We've been there, done that.
So now what?
I went to Powell, Texas once, and I haven't been back because why the fuck would you?
I'm sorry, folks. If we have any listeners in Powell... That was my next city I was going to ask them trivia for, but I will not now.
No, let's not bring Powell up. Apparently, I don't like that place.
Holy cow, Powell. What's your first car you ever bought?
First car I ever purchased?
Yeah. No, the first one you ever fucking put together with your grandpa and your 3 uncles out in Dukeville.
I had a 1977 Nissan Datsun pickup that my granddad gave me when I was 12 years old.
I told y'all.
Standard 4-cylinder.
What color was it? Blue?
It was originally tan, but I painted it zebra stripe with spray paint cans.
I told y'all the white trashness knows no bounds.
Oh, I can keep going. My uncle gave me the set of 33 1250s, which are big mud tires and rims.
Slow that down for them one more time.
My uncle gave me a pair of 33 1250s, which are mudder tires, like you would put on like big ass tires. They're 33 inches tall, 12 and a half inches wide. Okay, 1250s, 12 and a half inches wide. They're big mudder tires. They come off the back of a Chevy pickup he had. So my granddad and I took the rims off my Datsun and cut the rim portion off of the center portion and welded that onto the Chevy rim.
I did not pass inspection.
And then we took a skill saw, turned the blade around backwards, and ran it the radius of the tires around the fender wells and cut the fender wells out so that they would fit on my truck. And I put those giant tires on the back of this very small Datsun pickup.
Name me 3 songs you played inside that Datsun truck.
Okay, so I had a tape deck in it, and I had 3 cassettes.
Explain what that is to people.
Tape deck is a stereo in your vehicle that you put the cassette in perpendicular to the dash. You slide it in and it receives it.
Okay.
So...
It's what CDs used to be. Tell them what CDs are.
CDs are round, flat plastic laser engraved discs.
And that's what Spotify used to be.
No, it's not. Spotify used to be your mixtape.
It used to be Napster. Keep going. All right, so what song would you be playing back there if you were on Kazaa and you downloaded something?
There was no downloading then.
Hypothetically speaking.
There's no hypothetical.
Okay,
it was a cassette tape.
Okay, in your cassette tapes, what did you have?
Had
oh, shit. Cops, put it down.
Hank Williams Jr., 1989, Hank Williams Jr., 88, Born to Boogie album. And I would run it front to back. I had Skinnerd, and I had Boston, which are all both out of my age range, but my dad listened to them a lot, so I would steal his cassettes.
The first cassette you said was what?
Born to Boogie by...
Okay, give us a little bit of that real quick.
I'll tell you right now that I was born to boogie.
Okay.
That's...
and maybe give us a line or two from Leonard Skinner for someone who maybe never heard Leonard Skinner before. Do you have a
There's
line?
this really awesome song called Freebird.
Okay.
And it's 17 minutes long. It takes up the place of 4 tracks on the cassette if you buy the cassette. It takes up the entire side of the original album it was on. Albums are records.
And what is a record?
Records go round and round.
Okay, and the Boston one. What about a Boston? Can you give us just a little bit of Boston for someone who maybe never heard Boston before? And do it in key.
Hey, you want to go to the ballpark and drink some water and eat a fucking hot dog, huh?
That was one of my favorite Boston songs.
Yeah, that's my favorite Boston song.
What about the one where they say, you wearing jeans or khakis, you know?
Yeah, you khakis.
So anyways, what's a Boston song? Which one's Boston? I have a Boston album, but I can't think of a Boston song off the top of my head.
I can't either, honestly. I just remember jamming it.
Whoa, you're half.
I can't.
That's Bon Jovi.
I literally can't think of one.
Don't check your messages,
normal.
folks.
I'm not checking my messages.
I'm talking to the people listening.
I'm just trying to mute it so that...
it's not you, it's him, y'all. Don't look at your phone.
Just trying to mute it so that y'all don't have to hear all that nonsense. Nonsensicalness.
It's a dangerous drive we're on. It's actually a windy piece of crap road through East Texas, and a lot of people died right here in this curve a bunch.
Well, as I was about to say, when I was in high school, 3 of my sister's good friends died right here on this curve.
I know, a ton of people who die right here.
Yeah.
I wonder why. I guess just...
They were in an 88 Camaro, and they broke down going up this hill right here. And a RV pulling a truck smashed into the back of them, killed them all.
Whew. There used to be a...
that went pretty morbid pretty fast.
I mean...
From, rocking in my 12-year...
I was about to bring it back to something
truck.
happy. So I was going to let them know that there's also a place up here where I used to pick okra when I was a kid.
There's also a lot of people that don't die on this road.
Yeah, I mean, people die. People drive on it all the time.
People drive on it all the time and don't die.
Yeah.
The percentage is astronomical.
It's in your favor. You can take this road.
Certainly in your favor to drive on this road.
And
Highway 79 East is the road we're talking about.
We're headed west.
I know, but east is where they died that I was talking about.
Okay.
They died on the other side of the road, going up the hill.
There used to be like a Dallas Cowboy or something lived out here, and there was a big... Remember? Do you remember that?
No.
There used to be like a pond out here that had a... We used to think, I guess, that because it looked expensive and rich, that somebody from the Dallas Cowboys lived out here.
Dallas Cowboys owned it?
Yeah, because they had a big pond with a fountain in it over here. That pond had a big fountain in it, or one of these ponds, and they had a Dallas Cowboy flag in the middle of the pond, that flew. And I was like, that must be Jerry Jones's.
That was everyone in the early 90s.
Well,
everyone had Dallas Cowboys flag.
Well, the rumor was...
Actually, fun story. You can look this up on the interwebs. For an entire year in 1994, the city of Buffalo changed their name to Blue Star, Texas to support the Dallas Cowboys. That is where Steve is from. I am from Jewett. We wouldn't do things like that. They
made a bet with the Buffalo Bills because the Cowboys played the Bills, and they changed it was Buffalo versus Buffalo kind of deal, and they changed their name to Blue Star to support the Dallas Cowboys. And then they pulled some shit in the late 90s, like probably 98 or 99, where they changed it to Green Star to support the Dallas Stars.
I don't remember that.
Didn't take on near as much. Like, we were like, okay, we get it. And
it's hockey. No one cares.
And they already used that gimmick, so we're over it.
The news station wasn't beating its story down. We just went through Peeler Switch, Texas, folks.
Now, that is a
I got some
community.
stories to tell about Peeler Switch, Texas.
Okay.
We used to throw a music festival here for about 3 years in a row. And we had... What was that dude's name? We had a couple of up-and-coming and medium-sized red dirt artists at the time.
He was jacked. I remember going to the show. What's his name? Huge dude. He's
Brandon Ryder.
No.
No, you're right.
Tom Hanks. No.
Mel Gibson.
What's his name? He was huge. I remember he came out in a small shirt, but he was shredded up, and I was like, damn. Blue Edmondson.
Yeah, he was also the judge at the spring talent band competition that we took second.
I remember when he came out that night, he had been like, I hadn't seen him in a few years. He had been on hiatus, and that dude had been working out in prison. It was what it looked like. He came out.
Yeah, he was
so swole up. I was like, fuck, Blue. And then he played that song that everybody loves. What's that one?
That one song?
Finger on the Trigger.
Yeah.
Oh, sitting in the parking lot, finger on the trigger.
Which is actually a Brandon Jenkins song. But Blue did it.
Yeah, okay.
But Blue did it a whole lot differently. And the first time I ever heard it was Blue. But yeah, we had like 600 people. We pre-sold 600 tickets.
There were people. I was there. There was people
last one.
doing selling moonshine, walking around with crates of moonshine, $5 a jar.
Yeah, dude. We had vendors. It was going along really well. The owner of the land and his cousins with an old band member of mine, and the band member quit the band, and then all of a sudden we didn't have access to the land anymore. And
but wasn't it in a trailer park?
Do what?
Wasn't it in a trailer park?
No,
or
there's an RV park up front.
Yeah.
And then there's 5 acres behind the RV park that had nothing to do with the RV park. But it was convenient because a lot of people by that third year were bringing their RVs down, just getting a spot in that RV park, and we had worked with the RV park to give them a discount. So it like packed out that whole weekend. It became a really cool thing.
Should kick it back off.
There's just no good place around Leon County to have it, really.
No, have it there again, and we'll do the RV things.
Well, we don't have access to the land anymore.
They wouldn't let you?
No.
There's also a gun range back there, if you've ever been back there.
Yeah, I've been to the gun range.
It's mainly just an open area next to some houses, so...
Yeah, that's where another bandmate of mine is his neighbor is the gun range.
Who?
Randy.
See,
That's
that
where
makes
Randy
more
grew up down
sense.
there.
Yeah, okay. Tell me a good Randy story.
Oh, so Randy was my first guitar player. He's actually the one of the driving forces in the reason that Pushwater is
Don't go too deep.
Let's get as we are.
Let's get to how wild Randy is.
Randy and all of us were pretty wild back in the day, but not as wild as Randy. Okay, so here's a Randy story. We were playing this place in Marble Falls, Texas, during the boat races. They have these big drag races on the lake there because it's nestled between these two cliffs and it's no wind. So the lake is known widely to be the flattest glass-like lake surface in Texas. So these
in Marble Falls.
So these boat races happen there every year, and these are national boat races. These are like big as the NHRA, like $1 million boats racing each other to see. It's a drag race. So anyway, we're playing during the boat race. It's also a college town. So Randy had this thing he would do, like a lot of lead guitar players who are showmen. He would always, like, at least by the last song of the night, he would end up standing up on a table or something.
He had to elevate, is what you're saying.
He had to elevate, and this place is full of college kids, and they're hooping and hollering and fucking, like, standing up and screaming because we're just murdering the show. Well, Randy steps off stage. He takes 3 steps. One up a stool, the second one onto a chair, the third one onto the bar of the venue. He's planking in midair, basically, because the stool had come out from under him. Slams on the concrete floor harder than I've ever seen a human fall before. And I swear to God, never misses a lick on his guitar. Lays in the floor and then starts back crawling like Chuck Berry while he's finishing the song out. And the college kids absolutely go fucking nuts, and they're pouring beer on him and throwing like beer liquid at him, like just dousing him on the ground of this bar and this thing. And the owner comes up to me afterwards and he goes, "You know what? You guys made a total fucking mess, but I want you back as soon as possible." That's a Randy Stevens story.
Randy effing Stevens.
Randy fucking
folks.
Stevens. He was a showman, that's for sure. Steve doesn't have any cool lead guitar player stories like that. for his
I don't know if
band.
anybody's still there. I think they might have gave up 45 minutes into that first
No,
part
that's
of that
a
rant.
great rock and roll
But
story.
if they're still with this, yes.
I've got way more.
I mean, well, we
I
might
got like
have
20 of those.
We might have to save that one for the next episode.
Yeah,
we can't give them all the juice.
You can't give them all the good stuff. But I've definitely got more Randy Stevens stories. There ain't no doubt about that.
Well,
one
to
might
be continued,
call
folks.
it a plethora.
Yeah, and that'll give these folks something to look forward to. So,
yeah,
if you're
think
ever
about
in the Buffalo, Texas area, and you want to come stop by the old Woodshed Studios and buy you some guitar strings, you ought to
Woodshed
have
Studio, located 1020 East Commerce,
There you
Buffalo,
go.
Texas, 75831.
He ought to have it up and going by the time I get this sucker edited next year sometime.
At least by February.
One of these things ought to come to light by next March. So, well, thanks for doing the podcast. And anything else you'd like to let these folks know about you?
I had a vasectomy about 10 days ago, and my balls hurt.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to the Made in Texas podcast, episode 2. And first off, there's not a chance in hell that Duke beats me in the skate off, so put your money on me. And secondly, go check out the YouTube. It's at Steve Idlett. I've been uploading a bunch of Made in Texas podcast stuff, travel videos, music videos. I just found a bunch of old Rolling Stone magazines of my uncle's, and over 100 of them. I'm going to start featuring all the articles and stuff over there, so I started uploading that. So subscribe over there. It's at Steve Idlett. And be sure to follow my band, The Briars, and Jesse's band, Pushwater, anywhere you listen to music at. Thanks, and see you next time.